You can find that information of which oil you need, but you need to circulate this through the compressor, which means the compressor needs to be rotated by hand before you install it. So put this in it first. It's usually only a few ounces. 3 to 4 ounces is typical. Then you also put this in the condenser, only an ounce or two. You even put it in other little components. You can Google all that, but this is not necessarily a how-to. This is just tips that I have learned that I'm about to tackle myself. Anyway, you'll need the refrigerant oil. You can get this at any auto parts store. What else? You'll need little circlip pliers. Look at these guys here. Now I use these for motorcycles for working on the the brake master cylinder, because it's got these little bitty tips on the end that you will need to work with these little clips that you'll see on the compressor. Right there. That's a plug. That's how your compressor is shipped to you, because they can't ship it wide open. It needs to have that plug in it, but you're going to probably put this switch in it or something similar to this. I actually found the original type. This is very hard to find, I've noticed. But it is held in, see, it'll slide into that little port on your compressor, and then this little clip will be inserted, and you need to use some sort of circlip pliers like these. Difficult, it's difficult to deal with, basically. And I noticed to remove that clip, you need not only these pliers, but you need a small pick. I didn't bring one up here, but a little pick that'll help you get this clip out of that hole. Okay? Your little feed wire that, feeds the switch, you might need to replace it because it is either just in rough shape, the switch is in rough shape, both pieces. Mine was almost completely destroyed on my 30-year-old truck, so I'm replacing both of these. This is what feeds into the top of the compressor. What else? Tools that you will need as well. Check this out. All right, once you get your system installed, you will need a vacuum setup like this. Nope, never used one before. But the vacuum system is how you test your assembled setup for leaks. This is also how you remove moisture from the system. This is also how it spreads the oil throughout your system before you ever use it. Okay? This guy, though, it has various, you can Google these, it just depends on what kind of vehicle you have. It comes with all sorts of attachments, different fittings, different, this is your pressure gauge that comes with it. I can't tell you exactly which one you'll need or want to get, but you'll need something like this if you're doing this job fully. And the vacuum part is very important to the end of this process, because it needs to be able to hold vacuum for a long period of time, upwards of 1 hour. It needs to hold vacuum without losing it, which if it loses vacuum, that means you got leaks somewhere that you have to research and resolve before you finish. All right, so vacuum pump. This entire kit came all together. You can find it on Amazon. Very important though, all right? And I also didn't know this, but when you're doing the negative vacuum, when you go below 0 atmospheric pressure, it starts vaporizing moisture that is within your system. I thought that was interesting. I knew nothing about that. I've never messed with this stuff before, and I know a lot of you probably haven't either. Okay, moving right along.